Oh, hello there. Welcome back to Transport Viewer 2. I was just watching my postcards here, or passenger cards, buses basically, well, rolling around our 19th century cities as they're making their way very slowly, so very inefficiently so as well, but still they're getting there and transporting for people. They're making profit with that as well. How very nice is that? Now we're looking at the two cities, Lyon and London, that we have over there, and as we can see, they're growing quickly. 364 it is now for each of them, a rate of 80% for both of them, so we can be happy with that, right? They're going to grow now, getting more districts and stuff like that, and we could add then more bus lines and tram lines down the road here later on. Right now though, I want to focus on a few other cities. We do have now two very profitable cargo lines available to us. So that's this grain train here that is doing pretty fine overall. There we have it, right? 600,000 it's making us right now. Then we have the ships with almost 500,000, but I'm pretty sure that this will overtake it at some point because we just installed this one in the last episode, right? So there is a bit of cash coming in, and I would like to find new ways of growing cities, or not new ways actually. I would like to grow more cities. That's not enough because at some point we want to connect those cities with trains, ships, and planes later on. We haven't unlocked planes yet, but later on. So how can we go about this? Let's have a look at Hamburg. Hamburg and Milano are pretty close together as well. That is okay, right? Nothing around it though, right? So connecting Milano with London doesn't make sense at this point. It's just too expensive. But we can make these cities grow so they, connect each other then, become one big city if we want to, or connect them with trains, for example. Let's go ahead and get us another road depot. So right here in the middle between them. Righto. Let's get this one here, and then we're going to make another smaller station here once again, or, well, public transportation for Milano, which needs to grow. How should we go about this? We got some nice roads here. Let's get into the center. This is not going to make us profit there. Once again, I want to say that. This is purely for letting these cities grow. The thing is, though, the loss that we're having out of these, of these lines here is not very severe, right? So it's just tiny amounts of money that we're losing here. There we have the end bus station then. So that is Milano, and then we have one for Hamburg. Hamburg could actually be profitable because, well, it's a big town already. So we just need to find some suitable location here where we could have some proper, bus line basically working for us. So here in the center then. Also here in the center for both of them. And then probably we're going to make, just see it's going right through the center there. And then it's probably just ending here, right? And that's another line that we have. And then I'm going to connect these lines there, of course, as well. So we're going to name this one Hamburg Bus 1 now, because, of course, they're going to be more than that later on. Back again, and then turning around in Park Avenue. There we get the first one. The second line is going to be in Milano, over here. Milano, bus 1. And once again, we're going to say now, let's have those stations here then. And back again with that. And that's a very small city, but it's going to be worth it. And then I still need a line that is Hamburg, Milano, bus 1. We're probably going to call it something else then at some point. It's starting here in the center, and it basically goes all the way over there to Hamburg. Boy, I think this is going to be too big anyway, or too long. We'll just see about that. It's going right here in the city center. Yep. Let's actually say this one, because there are more higher buildings already. And that's it. Right. Now, let's go for the road depot. Let's purchase us those stage codes again, or hopefully I do get some better ones soon. This time, let's only purchase us 6. Minor small sum that we have there, and 3 of them are going for Hamburg Milano bus directly, 2 of them are going for Hamburg bus, and 1 is going for Lyon Milano bus. It's totally fine to have them already. What we can see here is there's other cars, right? These are the people living in Hamburg or Milano, and they're traveling between the two cities there. Now, this is a pretty cool feature, I think. Besides our transportation, there is also the public, of course, that wants to travel these roads. And these roads look horrible, by the way. I mean, a beautiful view, no doubt, right? It's beautiful, really. What a glorious day there is. but these roads are terrible. It's dirt road basically. So what we could do is to speed this whole thing up is we could upgrade those roads. Not only would this help us directly because our cars would travel faster, it would also help those cities here with their destinations that they have here, the private transport. It will also help them because those cities are connected with each other, Milano and Hamburg, right? So both of them are having an interest in a good connection. So let's go ahead and do this. I don't think it's going to be that expensive. As we can see, we have the dirt road right now, the small country road. Let's upgrade this to a medium street of 40 kilometers an hour, right? And I can do this here. And 24,000, 30,000. It does cost a bit, but not much. I think in total 200,000. Righto, and we have now those roads, and those people can now travel a bit better between them, hopefully at least. That is my goal. That's only the first one. We do get some highways then later as well and stuff like that, but for now, for this era, it's fine. Oh, and what I can see is there's actually people waiting already at this station here, 14 for example. They probably want to get to that station here that brings them to Milano then. And as we also can see, there is a clear upwards trend now for Hamburg, and this one is going up. And we have 2 more cities now that are growing right there. And that's, well, the future passengers for our empire that we're building here right now. Yes, well, by now the ships have overtaken the train as expected. It's pulling in a bit more, but it's totally fine as we can see. And we're making some real cash there at the moment. I like that. I like that a lot because it's really taking a lot of trial and error to find good lines that are working to make some money out of it. We still have Amsterdam and Stockholm, 2 cities once again that are rather close together. The last 2 cities I think that are close together, because we would have Salzburg and Paris over there, but this distance is just very hard to overpass, especially because of that mountain here. Look at that. I mean, this will be a glorious road for the buses then to travel along for later, but right now I think it's a bit too dangerous with horses, so we're not doing that. But what I can still do is I can now have 2 more public transportations that we're going to have to give them a kick. And once again, I'm doing this the usual way with 3 lines. Very good. And a bit later, once again, those cards are coming out. I'm going to keep the field roads here though, because I don't think the cards can, well, travel faster than that anyway. So having everything upgraded to asphalt right now doesn't make that much sense as we don't have cars at this point. It's just the horses here that are, well, traveling around now. So that's, we have 2 more cities. Both of them have now a bit of a transportation system within, and also then another one that is connecting both of them. This is rather a bit of pre-work that we're doing here, as I said, to jumpstart those cities. Otherwise they would be in eternal slumber, and we can't have that, especially in the later eras then. Now, in the meantime, I've made 2 million, so we do have 2 million now available, and I would like to use this for another business opportunity that I see fit. That's this one here. We have a grain farm and we have a processing plant, so we already did this once. This time though, it's a bit different because we have a bit of a slope here, right? So a bit of a increase or climb that the train has to do. That's going to be interesting. I think we're going to need a bridge for this one, thus it's going to be a bit more expensive, but also pretty impressive. Let's just see what we can do here. It's going to pay off anyway. Let's have the cargo station there. Once again, it's connected then right to the farm over there, and then I do need to have another station over here. However, I'm probably not going to do it oh yes, actually let's make it a terminus station, because I don't think we're going to need trains going from this station anymore away to other cities, right? Because there's no food city surrounding it ever. There is one actually. There we have then the exit door on the right side, right? But then we're going to need a huge tunnel through this mountain there. And then there's Salzburg, but that is reachable by road. So we're going to make it a road delivery to Salzburg then. Very good, so that we have this one. Now we only need a tractor once again that we can connect. This is going to be certainly interesting. So the game suggests this route here, 450,000 cost us, and it gives us this nice bridge there as well on top of that. We can decide what kind of bridge we want to have here. A stone bridge for 90 kilometers an hour. We could go also with a girder bridge. This would probably raise the cost not really that much, and it would definitely help in the future if I have better well, trains then available, right? There's many options. We could also just have kind of like it all walled up, right? And then we have those those ones here. But I think we're going with something in the middle. That is also not too expensive. This viaduct here has the right speed limits then as well, so we can add better roads than later. And it's not looking bad, right? So let's go for that, 146,000. There we have it, right? And there we have now a pretty steep train that is going to travel this road here then, or these tracks. But it's going to be worth it because once again, these are profitable, the food stuff. I just need to have, once again, a train depot. We could have it... Where should we have it? It's always a tricky question about these depots. Let's have this one a bit further over there, because here the slope is too high there once again, so there's too much going on. And let's just add it here to the system. The cool thing is, if I want to build a parallel one to this one, the game automatically expands it, and this time it wouldn't cost us that much anymore, right? The next expansion would only cost me then, well, probably 200,000 instead of the 500,000 that I paid for the first tracks. So tracks that you add to it are much cheaper then, because the terrain has already been manipulated, right? And you only need to add another track to it. Let's put a new line on that. It's a cargo train, so it's going to be train grain 2. We already have a train. Oh, sorry, I was adding now a bus line, right? We need to be careful there. There we have it now. So there is the line for everything, and that's train grain 2. This one's adding up down here now. And then we have... Oh, we also get new vehicles. We got the first 2 new vehicles in a long time, actually. Some new locomotive that I'm going to have a look at then. Let's connect it with Paris East. So Paris to Paris East. There we have it. And I think it'll be fine. I think that's it. Right? We don't need waypoints here or anything. I only need to get my train on the way. And as we can see, the new one has way more power. Like, yeah, 1/3. A quarter more, well, 1/3 more power, actually. And thus it could pull more. It's Borsig Company, steam locomotives in Berlin. This locomotive was very progressive at that time. I bet it's also costing a bit more, right? Progressive in pricing too, 100,000 more. Let's still add it. Cards, we got a new passenger card here, but I'm going with the grain card, the gondola that we still have. And we can add quite a lot of these. More than I can afford, actually. So we're going to make it this 56 capacity. 2 million it costs me this train. Holy cow, what a price. And there's the latest fashion of locomotives coming out, and I think it actually already has lighting on board, electrical wiring, something like that. Holy cow, this is a very steep track here indeed. The cool thing is though, it's going up empty, right? And it's going down full, so it's helping there a bit itself. And I'm hoping that this is becoming profitable because the cost was pretty high. There's already some green coming. Not very fast though. Give me more green then, please. In this very beautiful location. There's the train coming. With a top speed of, oh, it's very slow, 14 kilometers an hour only. It's really fighting itself up there. I wonder if... Nah, horses would be even worse because they can't even pull anything. So horses would have a hard time going up here. It's going down way faster though. Alright, almost full it is. So only one card is empty really. And as we can see, downhill it's much faster. So 45 kilometers an hour can be taken. And that's a good thing because the faster we deliver the goods, the higher the profit is that we get out of it. And there we are already. So it's a rather short one anyway. And we should be making some good progress. Yeah, 220,000 there once again. Of course, it's going to be negative once again because we just started. But I think over time, this one is going to be profitable. And up it goes again. And there's way more grain now. So the next train will be full already. So I'm hoping we have another cash cow here at hand. Oh boy. But fighting its way up there. That's a problem. What I like to see is that all the bus lines that we installed are making some smaller profit. I mean, it's adding up over all of them, right? The only thing that's still negative is the train grain that we just created. But other than that, everything else is pretty profitable. That's really good to see. We can also have a look at the cities. So as we can see, some of those cities are growing now really nicely. Lyon and London to almost 400. Paris, Hamburg, Milan and Amsterdam are also starting to grow there with, yeah, 40%. 30% here, and 80% those cities. But that's, of course, adding up. Boy, what the... 61 people are waiting here to Milano. Yeah, those poor souls. I will need to add more horses to that route, because there's lots of people waiting. Hamburg to Milano, right? That connection between the two of them. This makes me hopeful for a good passenger train system that we have then here to connect those cities later on. Now, how about a change of scenery? While I had the time, I also placed once again Zurich in my public transportation system. So Zurich has now its bus lines. And also up here, my little town Sleepy Hollow. There we have it right here in those beautiful mountains, really. And that is going to be a scenery drive, right, between the two towns there. As we can see, those horses, though, are having a real hard time pushing up there into the mountains. But still, it's nice. I mean, I guess this cart here, this loser over there, is having a very small, he's actually got 2 horses too. No idea, but he's smaller, or, well, way slower than us. These guys are racing down, though. Down the hill. Oh my goodness, that poor horse, if they can't stop braking. And yeah, well, they are now hopefully growing these towns here into something as well. There's actually people waiting already. Like 2 people there in this poor sorry soul city that we have there in the mountains, but it's growing, right? So once again, we have then 2 cities there connecting with each other. That's very important. The mountain villages up there. It's going to be very important later to have big towns, because we want to connect them with passenger trains, as I said, and that's only really profitable if there's lots of people that want some traveling. How my original cities, though, London and Lyon, are looking? I guess they're growing still, right? So they're getting, of course, wider. As we can see, there's more houses now coming up everywhere. And Lyon here as well. I think Lyon is going to be bigger at some point because it has more space than London. But overall, yeah, quite the traffic that we have in these cities. Hey, so there remains the city Paris and Salzburg that I still want to connect, and they probably have the most epic connection of all of the cities. I mean, I do like Zurich and Sleepy Hollow already, but Salzburg and Paris with that very, very cool road here just along the cliffs is looking epic. Oh, we're getting the first steam cars now, so bye-bye horses. Other than that, we still get some horse-drawn carriages there, but the first steam car are in the business now, and we're going to use them here for our very first connection with Paris and Salzburg. So they have been now created, those lines. The only thing I now need is my road depot here, and then we have them now. Steam, built by the Frenchman Amadé Boyer. The steam bus traveled over longer distances from Le Mans to Paris, for example. It does cost a bit more, of course, obviously, per year, by the way, so the upkeep is more expensive. It has even a lower top speed, unfortunately, but it has twice the power, thus it can carry more people, and it can also, of course, take up the hill a bit better. So let's get us, like, yeah, let's say 8 of them for now. 8 of them, there we have them. 2 of them are going to be in Paris right away. 2 of them are going to be in Salzburg right away. And 4 of them are connecting Paris and Salzburg with each other. And thus the very first steam buses are coming out. This is exciting. And this is looking very dangerous. I definitely don't want to be one of these drivers there. Holy cow, they have a real steam tank in the back that is pushing them forward. My goodness. That's going to be very interesting with those wheels getting up the hills and especially taking those slopes. But I'm pretty sure we're going to have no casualties whatsoever. Also, we have this very epic bridge here. What a beautiful, beautiful line this one is. Gotta say that. Over the ships that we already created, right? Down there. Taking that. And of course, we're going to upgrade these roads then again later. And there's, well, I wouldn't say a train going this way, but we might try some stuff here. Really cool. And then we got the first steam cars. I can say that now. Cars are going now into Paris. And thus Paris will also grow now. At least, of course, a bit. Boy, these guys are dirty though, so who knows. But at least 1 more passenger per car as well. That means more profit for me, hopefully. So you can carry now 5 out of 5. And yeah, what we can still do is now we could replace the ones over here in Lyon just as easily, right? We still have those... Oh, there's quite the traffic jam, almost. We could do now something here, and that is replacing them with something better. So let's just have a look at that, at my vehicles. And we do need... Where are we now, by the way? In Lyon, right? So the Lyon bus ones, we have 3 here available. And we could replace them now as easily with this one that cost me 64,000. And boom, there we have them. So all of these cars are now carriages. And I can do the same thing for the London buses. We do that right away. And I would do it for the Lyon-London bus line there as well, to modernize those. And now we have steam carriages, or yeah, whatever you might call them here, everywhere, and they are also hopefully giving us a bit more profit there, because they're faster and can carry more. Really busy downtown here. That's going to be interesting for sure in the upcoming years and decades. Stay tuned.